Hey everyone, Ben Johnson here with Teacher Moolah. I ran into one of our members today who said, I'm so confused with what's going on with Empower. I don't understand Empower. What's Empower? I got to figure it out this weekend. I don't know what's going on. So I thought tonight I would go ahead and make a video that attempts to explain what's going on with Empower. So first of all, this won't apply to all Colorado school districts. It focuses mostly on PSD. So I think a couple of things are going on with Empower. One is Para, who manages our 401k, just put a bid out for vendors to be the record keeper of our 401k. And before now it was a company called Voya. And Empower won the last bid, and so now Empower is our record keeper. They may have had more competitive pricing, a better website, and some more offerings instead of Voya. So a lot of members have been getting hard copy mail from Empower saying that they're the new record keeper. So I think that's probably the first thing that's caused some confusion. The second thing, and it's completely separate for PSD, is that we have a 457 that also happens to use Empower as the record keeper. And so especially a lot of our classified employees who automatically get 457 contributions after I think like 7 years of service, those have always been, the records have always been kept by Empower. So I think those two things have caused some of the confusion. But let's just get back to what the retirement plans available are. There are three of them. There's the 401k, the 457B, and the 403B. Which one do you choose? Well, for me it always boils down to fees, and for me that means picking the one with the lowest fee because I want to keep the most money in my pocket. And so the Para 401k beats the others in terms of fees with just that 0.08%. That means you will keep most of the money in your pocket. You're not going to give it up to a third party. My second choice then would be the 457. I describe the fees as being medium. You can get into Vanguard funds for 0.04%, which is awesome, but then there's this additional 0.25% tacked on top of that, and so together you end up with fees of like 0.3%, which isn't terrible, but again after 30 or 40 years it will add up. And then the 403B has the highest fees, in some cases as high as 3%. Again, 3% doesn't sound like a big number, but compounded over 30 or 40 years, that will actually eat up half of your wealth. So for me, I just avoid the 403B. What are some of the other differences? Well, the 401k is managed by Para. That's the awesome nonprofit that manages our state pension. They do a very good job of managing the 401k. I should mention that this 401k doesn't have anything to do with your Para pension. They're completely separate. One does not impact the other. So if that is a concern for you, you should disregard it. It's just not a problem. The 457 is managed by a company in Denver called Alpha Capital. They've picked some high fee funds in that plan, which is part of the reason that I describe them as being medium fee, and then I'm pretty sure that's why this 0.25% gets tacked on to our funds that we use there. So the record keeper for both of them is Empower, which is handy because now if you have money in your 401k and 457, you can view those all in one place, which is nice. And Empower has a good website, and they have some nice offerings like you can pay them for professional advice and that sort of thing. So what are the benefits? The main benefit of the 401k is of course the low fees, really rock bottom fees, and that has a lot to do with the fact that they're managed by Para and there's such a large pool of people, they can really keep those fees down. And there's also good options. I think there's 7 funds that you can choose from plus all of the target date funds, and so altogether you have really good choices through the 401k. The 457, the main benefit of that is the early access So if you get tired of teaching or you retire early, as soon as you leave PSD, you can start withdrawing those funds without incurring that 10% penalty that you would normally incur before 59.5. And they do have the Vanguard options, Vanguard Total Stocks, Vanguard Total Bond, Vanguard Total International. So you can put together a really good 3-fund portfolio that's going to have reasonably low fees. How do you sign up for each of them? The 401k, you're going to have to go to the HR website and download the payroll reduction form and fill that out. And that gets turned into HR. And when you sign up, you're automatically enrolled into the para target date fund that matches your retirement date. So really easy to do. The 457, you're going to have to call Empower, tell them that you're with PSD at this 800 number, and they can help you set that up. And then you'll have to pick the percentage and the fund that you want to use. And lots of smart people here on this group can help you with that. Or you can pay them for professional management. It will just eat up a little bit of what would have went into your pocket. What are the limits? So if you're under 50, all three of them have limits of $20,500 per year. And then if you're over 50, they each have limits of $27,000 per year. And you might think that's a lot of money, and it is, but maybe once you're getting towards the end of your career, or you have a high earning spouse, or you're doing a transition year, it's actually quite easy to start maxing those out, and that should be a goal of yours eventually. Now, a cool thing about the 401k and the 457 is that you can actually max both of these out. So that would mean if you're under 50, you could be putting $41,000 tax deferred into those accounts. If you're over 50, that would be like $54,000 either tax deferred, or the 401k comes with the Roth option. So you could go ahead and pay the taxes on that now, whereas the 457 does not. Alright, so I think those are some of the main differences. Hopefully that helps clear up any questions that you had. If not, please ask down in the comments.